7:03 on Monday, July 15th. We're at 79 degrees, and we are going all the way up to near 100. Could feel like 110. Good morning, I'm John Aaron.
And I'm John Domen. The top local stories we're following this hour will both President Biden and former President Trump calling for unity and peace after the shooting attempt of Trump over the weekend. President Biden addressed the nation last night, saying that while political passions can run high, we must never descend into violence. Meanwhile, several congressional committees are planning their own investigations into that assassination attempt. WTOP's Mitchell Miller, today on the Hill.
House Speaker Mike Johnson, like many others, can't believe a gunman was able to get on a roof so close to the rally.
How could an individual be at that elevation that was seen by apparently bystanders on the ground?
Johnson speaking on NBC. The House Oversight Committee wants to hear from the head of the Secret Service, Kim Cheadle, on July 22nd. The House Homeland Security Committee is seeking documents related to the rally security plan and other information from Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. In addition, U.S. Capitol Police have provided virtual briefings on security for House lawmakers. Another briefing is scheduled for today. On Capitol Hill, Mitchell Miller, WTOP News.
It was supposed to be a vigil to honor 3 high school football stars who died in a crash over a week ago. But on Friday night, that vigil turned into a crime scene with one man killed and another person injured when someone started shooting. Those who live near Wise High School in Prince George's County tell WTOP's Dick Uliano young people need more organized activities to help them steer clear of trouble.
24-year-old Shaeed Omar was killed and a woman injured following a memorial service for 3 former Wise students killed in a car crash. Pastor Michael Isaac, who lives nearby, talked about gun violence.
The way I feel, I've been here 19 years. It has escalated.
Isaac says he remembers growing up in Southeast D.C. when he says churches provided more activities to keep kids busy.
I think there's a disconnect in community as well as the church kind of disengaging from all that's going on.
Cameron Heisen is a former Wise classmate of the car crash victims and the shooting victim.
I wish there was more guidance for the youth.
And he agrees with Pastor Isaac on the need for recreational programs for young people.
I think they call them third places, where a lot of young people can belong.
Dick Uliano, WTOP News.
Oh, and if you're not there yet, by this afternoon, you'll be feeling hot too. The heat wave, never ending. Well, WTOP's Mike Murillo reports that yesterday it was also record-breaking, and today it could be too.
Yesterday, we hit 101 degrees in D.C., and today the humidity is higher.
Today's record is 100. I think we could be near 100 degrees. That record back in 1988.
7 News First Alert meteorologist Brian Vandegraff says the heat has led to code orange air quality levels, which means tough times for people in sensitive groups.
This really stagnant, hot air that's not moving around much, the pollutants can kind of gather.
He says remember to be careful in the heat.
Hydrate. Make sure you don't overexert yourself.
And before we get to Thursday, which calls for highs in the mid-80s, expect more heat. An excessive heat watch is already in effect for tomorrow for much of the area.
This little stretch here should go down on the books, from what I can tell, as one of our more intense heat waves in the metro area.
Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
She grew up in McLean playing every sport you can imagine, but the sport that Claire Collins took up in high school is what's making her a 2-time Olympian. WTOP Sandy Kozel says after taking part in the Tokyo Games in 2021, Collins is now headed for Paris.
Collins is rowing in the women's 8 for the U.S. in these summer games.
The U.S. women's 8 has one of the greatest sports dynasties.
They won gold in 2008, 2012, and 2016. Collins tells WTOP that this summer's crew hopes to continue that legacy. Collins, who is 27, didn't start rowing until high school without really having the Olympics in mind then.
I definitely believed I could do anything. It didn't really set in, I guess, that I thought I really could make a national team or an Olympic team until midway through college.
In the Paris competition, she will occupy the 6th seat, part of the middle 4 of the boat, typically made up of the strongest and most powerful rowers. Sandy Kozel, WTOP News.
Up ahead on WTOP and Money News.
D.C. apartment rents are high. At least they're nice apartments. I'm Jeff Claybaugh.
That's coming up after traffic and weather, which is just 30 seconds away.